Limitless TV, Naomi versus Tim challenge number 4. You have heard of cup towers, but have you heard of cup towers whilst juggling a balloon? No? Well, now you have. The aim of the game is to build and bring down the cup tower whilst keeping the balloon in the air. If the balloon hits the floor, Naomi, you are out. Yeah. Fastest person to do it wins. Try this in your youth group, but right now, Naomi's up.
Let's go.
3, 2, 1, go. Come on, help me, Lord.
This is so hard. Okay, built it. Woo! Done! Woo!
1 minute, 18 seconds.
Personally, I would say that was cheating.
Never.
But that was 28 seconds.
That was no cheating. I did not hold it once. I bounced it every single time.
Fine, Tim.
Look, nobody likes a sore loser.
Hey guys, welcome back to Limitless TV, where we're talking about living and being countercultural. So today we are going to be talking about countercultural money. It's going to be a juicy one.
Yeah.
So 1 Timothy chapter 6 verse 6 to 10 says this: "But godliness with contentment is great gain. For we brought nothing into the world, and we can take nothing out of it. But if we have food and clothing, we will be content with that. Those who want to get rich fall into temptation and a trap, and into many foolish, harmful desires that plunge people into ruin and destruction. For the love of money is the root of all kinds of evil. Some people, eager for money, have wandered from the faith and pierced themselves with many griefs." Whoa, Tim, this one feels next level. I feel like for us, like it's quite intense, this one.
It is.
So everyone, it seems, in the world that we live in today wants to get rich. And so why do you feel like the Bible is so, I guess, blunt about this one? Like, it's quite serious, isn't it?
Yeah, and the language is harsh, isn't it? Those who want to get rich fall into ruin and destruction. Like, those who are eager for money pierce themselves with many griefs. You're absolutely right. It's full on. And I think it's because, well, it has to be strong because it's so countercultural. Because we live in a world that the message is more is better.
Yeah.
Right? More stuff, more shoes, more clothes,
Everything.
more tech, more holidays, most of all, more money, right? More is the path to the good life. More will bring you happiness, more will bring you joy. And think about it, when we imagine, like, what's my dream future? Often we imagine like a big house with a, home cinema suite and a swimming pool and a tennis court and, going on glorious holidays to Mauritius, right? Exactly. And if that were the case, you would not be alone in that, because we have just bought into this story that more is better, that accumulation will lead to joy. But actually, it's actually a lie. More stuff does not lead to more contentment. It doesn't lead to more peace. It doesn't lead to more joy. Actually, kind of the opposite's true.
Yeah.
And there was this guy, he's dead now. He's been dead for a while, but he was called J.D. Rockefeller.
Okay.
And he was the first ever billionaire on the earth, the first person ever to get to make $1 billion.
Wow.
So at the time, therefore, he was the richest man on the planet. So he was like the Jeffrey Bezos of his day.
Oh.
Okay. And a journalist once asked this man, I repeat, the richest man on the earth. They said to him, how much money is enough? Can you guess what he said?
As a billionaire?
Yeah. I'll tell you.
Go on.
He said this, just a little bit more.
Wow.
And you see, that's the problem. The problem with more is that when you get more, there's still always more.
Yeah.
Right, exactly. It has no boundaries. There is no point at which more becomes enough, because there's always more to get. Usually because there's always somebody else with more, right? There's always somebody else who's got more outfits, got more shoes, got more, followers, got a bigger house, goes on better holidays than us. And so more doesn't have a finish line. We never arrive at that place. It's like we're on a treadmill. We're always running, but we're never arriving.
Yeah.
So the wise King Solomon sums all of that up in just a real short phrase. He writes this, here you go, I'll find it in my Bible here, Ecclesiastes. Ecclesiastes chapter 5, he says this, those who love money never have enough. Those who love wealth are never satisfied with their income.
Yeah, it's good. Okay, so what about Jesus's way then? What is Jesus' vision for money and possessions for us as Christians
Yeah,
in this countercultural world?
Yeah, I mean, it is about as countercultural as you could possibly get. And I think there's kind of two key messages, and they are these. Firstly, countercultural simplicity, which means to live beneath our means. And the second is countercultural generosity, which is to live beyond ourselves.
Okay, and so let's dig into these a bit then. So with the countercultural simplicity, what do you mean by that? And I guess why? Why do we need to live simply?
Yeah, let's jump back into the Bible again. Jesus' words, Luke chapter 12, he said this, Luke chapter 12:15, he said, watch out, be on guard against all kinds of greed, because life does not consist of an abundance of possessions. Here's some more of Jesus' words, Matthew chapter 6. He said this, do not store up for yourselves treasures on earth where moth and rust destroy and where thieves break in and steal, but store up for yourselves treasures in heaven where moth and rust do not destroy and where thieves do not break in and steal. For where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. So countercultural simplicity in the way of Jesus means changing the question from what more can I get to what can I live without.
Okay.
So it's about ridding ourselves of excess so we can live freely and joyfully. Listen to this from Richard Foster, and read this quote to you. He says this, that contemporary culture is plagued by the passion to possess. The unreasoned boast abounds that the good life is found in accumulation, that more is better. Indeed, we often accept this notion without question, with the result that the lust for affluence in contemporary society has become psychotic. It has completely lost touch with reality. Furthermore, the pace of the modern world accentuates our sense of being fractured and fragmented. We feel strained, hurried, breathless. The complexity of rushing to achieve and accumulate more and more threatens to frequently overwhelm us. It seems like there's no escape from this rat race. That is a comment that feels so resonant to me. But countercultural simplicity, living beneath our means, is the solution to that problem.
Yeah.
So it isn't about deprivation. It's actually about abundance. Simplicity is actually about freedom. That's what it's really about. It doesn't mean that you have no possessions, but it does mean that your possessions don't have you.
Yeah, good. That's really good.
And here's the really tricky thing I think about simplicity. In practice, countercultural simplicity in the way of Jesus means that we regularly discipline ourselves not to buy things that we can afford.
Just because we have the money doesn't mean we should buy
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. It's about being free. It's about a slower, calmer, more peaceful and joyful way to live.
Yeah, it's good.
So that was simplicity.
tell us a little bit more about generosity. How do we live this countercultural generosity? What does it look like?
Yeah, well, Jesus said these super countercultural words. He said, there is more happiness in giving than receiving.
Yeah.
And that's definitely counterintuitive, right? Because we're a bit like, like, I want to give me stuff. Yeah, give me stuff. But it turns out that the social sciences particularly have proved that what Jesus said was true. There actually is more happiness in giving than receiving. So let me give you an example. There was an article, it was published by a journalist called Sandy Cohen. And what she did was she examined a number of scientific studies all around money and possessions. And she brought them all together with an article with this title. You ready? A Path to Well-Being, Boost Happiness with Generosity.
Yeah, wow, good.
Here's a little extract from the article. She said, it turns out that the old saying, it's better to give than receive, like, notice she doesn't credit Jesus with that, but the old saying, the old saying, it's better to give than receive, is actually true. Being generous makes us happier across ages, incomes, and cultures, even when we don't think it will, or when it comes at a personal cost.
Yeah.
Here's another example, article published on Inc.com with the title, Generosity Increases Happiness and Boosts Productivity, said this: science has given us more clues as to specific actions you can take to consistently increase your level of happiness. Well, we think, yeah, of course, I know some consistent actions I can take to increase my happiness. I can go to the beach and I can, have a nice mocktail, of course. I can, go for it, like go to
Spa
get
day.
some sun. Exactly.
Thank you, Jesus.
That's all the things. But the answer here, be generous.
Yeah.
And studies have shown that not only are generous people happier, they're actually healthier as well. So they have consistently lower levels of depression and anxiety. They have better relationships. They laugh more. They even, Naomi, get this, have a higher life expectancy. How crazy is that?
Keep giving so I can live on.
Yeah, exactly. And so it turns out, though it's counterintuitive, though it's countercultural, Jesus was right. There is more happiness in giving than receiving.
Yeah, it's good. Guys, we need to be generous because it's going to benefit us. What I'm hearing from Tim is only good things. I'm going to keep giving. I'm going to keep being generous because it's good for me. Okay, so we're going to go into our group chat as per usual. And we've just got, as per usual, we've got a few questions, a few things for us to discuss and think about, and then we'll come back together in a bit.
Read 1 Timothy chapter 6, verse 6 to 10. Why do you think the love of money is the root of all kinds of evil? Read Luke chapter 12, verse 15. Why do you think Jesus says that life does not consist of an abundance of possessions? What's the best gift you've ever given to someone? How did you feel when they received it? In what ways can you personally live beneath your means and live beyond yourself?
Well, guys, I hope you had some really good chats in your group chats. But we are going to end this episode with a challenge, well, 2 challenges actually. So we've got a simplicity, we talk about simplicity and generosity. And so we've got a counter-cultural simplicity challenge for you and one for generosity. So the simplicity one is we want you to go through your wardrobe and find not 1, not 2, but 5 things that you are willing to live without and give away to someone or to somewhere. And the generosity challenge is think of 1 thing you can go without and use the money that you would use for that to bless someone else this week. That is it. So have fun on your challenges this week and we will see you next time at Limitless TV. See you later, guys.